What's happening, y'all? And welcome to the Systems Lab Live. I am very excited for tonight's show. We have a couple few things to go over tonight. But I first and foremost want to ask you how you all are doing, what is going on with the week. All right, what's happening with everyone? This week is Resurrection Week. It is awesome. I just got finished listening to a um a sermon, a sermon from my mother's church. It was phenomenal. So I'm glad people are doing great. Oh, it's Sandra Jones. Sandra Jones, look at that. It's good to see you, Sandra Jones. I'm doing very well, Shakira Cade. I'm doing very, very well. I would say that this week it has been really great in terms of waking up in the day. I'm going to give you guys a pro tip that can really help you stay on track in terms of managing your time, managing your energy, and how to best interact with people. I ask God every morning in the day, Holy Spirit, I need you to intercede on my behalf in every decision, in every meeting, in every idea, in every course of action, whatever task item that I need. Ask the Holy Spirit to intercede on your behalf. And what happens is when you believe that, things just line up the way that it needs to line up. So that is a pro tip that I want you guys to take moving forward. Awesome. Cassandra says that perfect timing. I was just thinking about a process to design the life, business, and home that I want. Well, on Monday, this is what we talked about on Monday. We talked about what does it mean when you have a project. And again, when we talk about projects, I like to always mention different types so that we're all on the same page. So we don't think it's just like one thing that you're doing or like two or like it's an app or just a course or whatever the case is. Okay, we know that a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Building a house, or you want a particular, you want to streamline your home and business and personal life, that is a project. And I think that is something that we all need to take into account. We are working on projects every day. We're working on tasks that support that project. Now, something that I'll be doing for a client, something that I'll be doing for a client is I will be talking about project management and task management and why there's a difference between the two. So when we talk about the actual managing of a project management, we're really looking at it from a perspective of you're creating a framework to execute that project so that you can have some sort of deliverable, whatever that is, right? It's sort of like a one and done. Now, when we talk about task management, we're really talking about the nitty gritty details, folks. The nitty gritty details of how do you manage all of those little like to dos, kind of like little action items, right? And so when we talk about developing project vision, what we want to do is we want to outline a few things. We want to outline who do we need? How are we going to get there? What are the outcomes? What are the KPIs, the key performance indicators? We want to outline the tech that we need, the money that we need, and we want to be very, very clear on what it is that we are looking to accomplish. And so tonight, we're going to go over a couple of tools of how you can actually develop that project vision. And again, you can be able you are able to take that and literally apply it to different types of projects that you are working on in your business. If you are here for the very first time, you have just ran into the Systems Lab. The Systems Lab is a place, it's a weekly show, Mondays and Wednesdays, where we come together and we talk about all the things that happen to that deal with people, they deal with process, they deal with outcomes. If you are a founder of a company, if you are a creative or tech startup, this place is for you. And I enjoy that. So, a question on the floor is, do you have this in a worksheet? I don't have this in a worksheet. However, this is something that is very easy to put together. Very easy to put together. Now, before we kind of get into what we're going to talk about, I do want to go over at least one point from this Asana report. And so I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna bring this up right now. Let me bring something up for you guys. I'm gonna bring this up. Let me bring this up for you guys. I'm just gonna share my screen. Asana, which is a project management tool, they've come out with a report called the Anatomy of Global Work. I think so. Oh, yes. Anatomy of Work Global Index 2022. And the theme is embracing the new age of agility. And for those of you that don't know what agility is, when we talk about being agile and in your organization becoming agile, it is referencing nimbleness. It is referencing flexibility. It is referencing the aspect of being able to move quickly. And so because organizations are leaning into utilizing technology and utilizing teams to work together, being agile is the smart move for you you and your company, you as an employee, a founder, what have you. You got to embrace agility and being agile. So we'll probably dive into that a little bit, probably in a future show, just to break down what that is. But pre-COVID, we were in a state of going to meetings in person, conference calls. We were in this aspect of waiting for information, finding information. And now that we're in a hybrid and also a remote work environment, primarily right now, even though there's many different offices that are opening back up and giving people all the options, the reason why organizations are turning more agile is because they know that they need to have a better way to get stuff done. They want a better way to reach their goals faster. They want to make sure that their processes are streamlined. And so that's why you hear the word agile being used a lot. Now, the first chapter in this report, change is essential. And let's go over this and let's see what they're saying in this. And then we'll get into project vision. So number one, change is essential. Okay. Change is essential. Over the past year, over the past 2 years, office workers' relationships with remote work has completely shifted. As companies and employees have reacted to the pandemic, they've also adapted to hybrid work. The contours of the work being formed by a combination of time at home, in the office, and traveling in between. Most workers agree the divide between home and office isn't an either or, it's a and both and, which I think is very true. They're depicting in this report, and if you want to hop on over to YouTube, you can see the visuals of that. You can come right on over. They have a growing breakdown of work about work. As we defined work about work, this is everything from checking a status of a task to finding information to shifting priorities to switching between apps. That is work about work. And 23 out of the 40 hours of the work week are devoted to work about work. Okay, which it shouldn't be. Okay, so this report aims to talk about that issue and then offer solutions to help people spend less time in between. I'm trying to find information, I'm trying to find the status, I'm trying to do this, that in between. And we need to be literally in our zone of genius, doing what we do best, leaning into our superpower. Come on, somebody. All right. Inside of workers every day. Despite increasing comfort and familiarity with hybrid work, workers across markets, demographics, company sizes, and rungs of corporate ladders still spend too much time on work about work. This is clear when comparing the year to over year change or lack thereof in work about work. So if you look here, it says our 2021 report found that workers globally spent 60% of their time on work about work, and the number is virtually the same this year, about 58%. So 129 hours are spent on duplicated work. 129 hours are spent in unnecessary meetings, and 257 hours could be saved with improved processes. We're going to stay right here on this point right here, and I'm going to zoom right on in so that you guys can see that. 129 hours are spent on duplicated work and on unnecessary meetings. 257 hours could be saved with improved processes. This is why we come here at the Systems Lab. This is why, you'll hear myself and my other colleagues in the same industry and field talk a lot about process improvement. They talk a lot about having workflows, talk a lot about having SOPs. What does it mean to centralize work? Why? Because 129 hours are being spent on duplicated work. Now, I'm going to give you 3 reasons or 3 strategies that can really help you to not fall into the trap of duplicated work. Number 1 is documentation. Having a standard operating procedures in your business and in your life, to be quite honest, have them in your business so that you can know what you're doing and then also delegate what you should not be doing. Number 2 is you need to have an established task and project management process in your business, which means that you have a process for how you are supposed to plan, manage, and execute your work. Not just you by yourself, but you and other people that you work with. And then number 3, a centralized tool that's going to help you to collaborate and communicate better and faster about your work. So we're going to stop right here because we want to definitely get into talking about how you can create project vision. But I just wanted to share that gem from that report. We're going to continue to pour over that report over the next couple of weeks because there's a lot to it. And I think this is just a great opportunity for people to understand this aspect of work about work, how to become more productive, and what you can do that, how you can do that in your business and in your brand. All right. I am going to bring up, well, I think I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to bring up Whimsical for right now. And I'm going to outline at least the 5 questions. We'll start there with at least the 5 questions that you should have for project vision. Okay. Okay. Systems Lab Live. I'm just putting the date here for 13/22. Okay. So let's look at this way. And I'm just going to write this out for you all so that you guys can see it. All right. Y'all see that? Y'all, I have all the thirst in the world today. I'm not sure what that's about. Excuse me. I'm telling you, all the thirst in the world. Okay. I think we got it. Okay. I think you guys can see it. And I'm going to, yeah. All right. We're going to go over the questions that you need to be asking yourself when you are developing the vision for your project. Okay. And the first question would be, what is the purpose? What is the purpose? And I'm going to write that down right here. What is the purpose of the project? That would be Q1. That would be the first question. What is the purpose of the project? And I'm going to also put in here a little sticky that actually defines, that puts the definition of this right here, so that we know. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so that we know what the definition of the project is. Okay. So right here, let's make sure we have the definition straight in front of us. The definition, when we're talking about project vision, it is a description or declaration of what an organization project team wants to obtain or accomplish upon completion of a project. What this does is this helps you to understand why you're doing what you're doing. And then it gets you to think a lot about, at a high level, what do I need to accomplish this project? So I think you see it right here. And yes, you see it right here. So I'm going to go to question number 2. I'm actually going to go with, what is the outcome of the project? Or there may be a couple of outcomes of the project. It's the outcome of the project. Another question to ask, I would say, what is the end result? What is the deliverable? Okay, so outcomes. Outcomes are very much different from the deliverable. The deliverable is the actual final product, service, or result. Outcomes, when we talk about project outcomes, we are specifically referencing what occurs as a result. Okay? Does that make sense? I want to make sure that we understand that perspective. Put that in the comments if you're understanding, what do I mean by project outcomes. And we did a live on that a few weeks ago. So you definitely want to, check that out. So that's what we're talking about. So for instance, like if you have a project that is, I want to host a virtual event and enroll 50 new clients. Okay. So one of the actual deliverable is the virtual event. Okay. Um, and then when we speak about the actual outcomes, what we are referring to is, we're looking at what is the level of performance. Okay, that's what we mean by project outcomes. What's the impact that you want to have? And it may be that, the outcome is something that's going to be measured over time. It may be just that. So cool. All right. So what's the deliverable? What are the outcomes? What's the purpose of the project? I would even put here, I'm gonna do a Q4. I'm actually gonna, and I'm actually merging what they would call a project charter, which is something that you would submit to your company, like your director or your boss. And you would have things in there like stakeholders, and you would have things like high level risks. So we're going to add that in here. Who do I need? So critical. And then this is what do I need? All right. We're going to get another question down here too. Okay. Who do I need? What do I need? When will this be complete? When will the project be complete? I'm going to put this in here too, because who do I need is referencing people resources, and what do I need? I'm actually going from the tech piece of it. And then I'm going to ask what's required to complete the project. And that's really sort of I'm going more task based on this. So we have about 7 questions. We'll stop here because we will absolutely get into how does one actually keep track of this? Like what what like how do you document this, right? Like how would you document something like that? I think that's really important to note. How would you document something like this? And so I'm going to bring up something in ClickUp. Okay. I'm going to bring something up in ClickUp, and we're going to get to it. So, we're going to document the project vision inside of ClickUp. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to stop the file. But whenever you're starting a new project, that's what you want to do. You want to find a way that you can document the actual project vision. You can use a tool called Notion for sure, and we can do something and cook that up so that you guys can see it. But we're gonna go into ClickUp now, and I'm gonna actually build that out. I'm gonna build that particular piece out. Share. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. So you are in Jessica's rebranding project. That is one of my favorite non-client well, I guess I would say it's the what's the right word for it? It's like my faux client. It's like my character client. I love it. It's really fun. So Jessica is a client. She's going over. She has a whole like rebrand project that she's been working on with my company for about close to 2 years, folks. We've been doing all different types of things of managing her brand, everything from the website to the logo to the content. And so now we're going to embark upon a brand new type of project that she wants. And she wants to do something where she wants to launch herself onto YouTube. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say YouTube project vision. And so what we'll do is we will, and I'm going to do like a table of content. I'm going to do each 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have um, purpose and overview. Okay. And then I'm going to have uh, outcomes, and then I'm going to have KPIs. And then I'm going to have, because we said, who do I need? What do I need? We're going to go back to the sheet. When will the timeline? Okay, deadline. Yeah, let's do timeline. 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 And I'm actually going to set this up as like mini high level project plan. Okay, cool. So let me indent this for a little bit, and I'm actually going to put this here, and then I'm going to put a divider like so. Divide, divider, divider, divider. And see, this is like super, super easy because I'm going to put right here, which is like tasks. And again, I'm actually going to turn this into a toggle list. Task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4, task 5. And then I'm going to go right here, and I'm actually going to put milestone deadlines. And then I'm going to have high level. I'm going to have risks. I'm going to put this right here. So one thing I did not mention, you all, is the importance of identifying risks early. So that's what you want to do. Make sure that you identify the risks early. So actually, I'm going to put it like a table. I'm going to have risk number, risk description. And then at this point, I'm going to put solution, because you may just need to look at it and see how can you start masterminding and putting a solution to this. So again, very high level, folks, but this is how you develop a project vision inside of ClickUp using the docs feature. You can then also assign people to review it. So what you can do is where do we have it? You can actually make a comment on this. You can actually say, all right, Ashley, can you review this? And then put a comment. So that would automatically go to me. So this is, like I said, a fantastic way to get people involved. Put a little emoji here. Everybody loves a little emoji. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves a good emoji. If this is, again, related to any other page, you can put this in a task if you want to. And that could be, again, something where you can add something right here. So there's a lot that you can do with this. Again, you want to think to yourself when you're looking at this, you want to say, all right, I'm embarking upon a new project. What is it that I'm going to need? Purpose and overview, outcomes, KPIs, timeline, project plan at a high level. This is something that you can collaborate with other team members, and you can probably get this done in a day. You can probably just get a couple of days, have a few of you all get together and collaborate on this document, and really start thinking through, all right, so if I'm going to go and do this YouTube, what all do I need outside of just, and again, this is outside of just like setting up a channel and just pressing play. I mean, listen, I thought there was like a whole type of what do you want to say? A whole like mystery like door that I need to open to start my YouTube channel. But the beauty part even in that is that you're just learning and growing, right? But for some, you may think to yourself, hey, let me look at this, because if I'm going to go all in on this particular app or go all in on live streaming, I want to think through some of this stuff. And so project visioning does not have to take weeks to do. It doesn't even it doesn't take months to do. It depends on the complexity. It depends on the season that you're in, but you definitely want to look at this, and you want to go ahead and put it down on paper, make it stick. Make it stick. Make it stick. So that's what we'll go and we'll look at right now. Me too. I've been putting off starting my channel for several years. Lord, Claudia, don't do it. Don't do it, Claudia. Don't put it off. You know the people need you. You know the people need you. Okay. So that's all that I have for you all today. We'll definitely have some time. I will, I'm going to start getting into other apps and things, and whatnot, just to show you guys that we haven't done a good old show and tell of an app on here in a long time, but that's okay. But I definitely wanted to get on here, talk about what it means to develop a project vision. This is where you start. This is where you can get more gas, more energy, because whenever we have the big idea and we start a project, sometimes we lose gas, we lose steam, because we don't have the right vision in front of us. And if you're and again, I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to me in the past, I'm talking to you, that some of this information, I know that it could be newer to some of you all, but it's certainly something that you should be taking into consideration whenever you are looking to launch a project. And one thing that often happens is that we'll go off, we'll lose steam, because we haven't taken the time to understand what the vision is. And this does not mean that, you know, once you have it, it's going to go perfect, and you have it all together, and then it's going to be like, oh, this is easy. All this means is that you are gathering your thoughts to create a plan of action, a plan of execution. Many people ask me, well, Ashley, what if I just don't know what to do and how to do it? Like, what do I do then? Um what do I do if I don't know how to go about? Sometimes you have to go and phone a friend. Sometimes you have to go and do your research. Sometimes you just have to say, you know what? I have what I have, and I'm just going to start. Okay? Because one thing that happens is that we'll often get to planning and we'll stay in planning mode, and then we'll never execute. Planning is good, but you're going to have to press that play button and say, I'm going to need to start working. I need to get to work. All right? So, I think this is really important for everyone to know and understand. That's the biggest takeaway from this, is that you have a vision, you have something that you are looking to build, whether it is you by yourself, whether it's you and your team. Sit down, communicate, write some stuff off paper, mastermind, and then take pieces of that, depending on the complexity of what you're doing, and go ahead and just take pieces of it and just start working on it. Now, I mentioned in the beginning, we talked about being agile. Okay. And I explained that being agile means flexibility. It means being able to be quick and being able to change. And so in the project management world, when they talk about agile and agile workflows and agile project management, it's not a static, okay, step one, step two, step three. All right, review the information. We have to stop working. Agile means is that, and again, we're going to get more into it because I'm studying it right now. I'm learning about it all right now. But what you want to do is you want to make sure if you may have a set of requirements, and what I mean by requirements, it means like knowing what you need to actually go about and get executed and execute on it. What you want to do is you just want to take that set of whatever you have and say, all right, I got A through C. I'm gonna start there and I'm gonna move. Once you finish that, boom. What's the next phase? Boom. I'm just gonna go and work. All right. So that's the biggest takeaway. Claudia, I love that you came on. You said, "Oh my God, OMG, yes, got to get to work." Absolutely, you got to get to work. All right. Next week we're back. Next Monday, and next Wednesday. And we're going to get a little more granular with this. And we're actually going to be talking about what it means to create an actual project plan, like a plan of action. That's what we're going to talk about. I think, listen, and again, we're going to again demystify what it means to create a plan and how you can do that. Again, this is part documentation, this is part implementation, this is also part strategy. So I'm very excited to talk about project planning, what that looks like, um, how you can use it within a project management tool. What are the elements of a good project? I think that is very important for everyone to know. And I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. But I do want you to share this live with 3 people. If you're happy to join us on Instagram, thank you so much for joining. Pop on over to YouTube. We're just wrapping up right now. And we'll be back next Monday and next Wednesday as well. And yes, I will be on. And that's all that I have. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We don't really have a challenge of the week this week, guys. Okay. Don't have a challenge of the week. We will have one next week. But that's all that I have for you guys. And we'll talk soon. Have a good one. Bye.